All right, so now we're doing arithmetic sequences. This is the thing that looks very similar to what we did in Chapter 1. You may also hear these called arithmetic progressions. So some standardized tests will have something like that. An arithmetic sequence is just a sequence of numbers where you add the same thing or subtract the same thing to the previous number to get the next one. So, like in this example, I'm going to add 2 to each number to get the next one. So 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7. That generates our sequence. In the next one, we have subtract 3 every time gives you the next number. So that plus 2 or that negative 3 is called the common difference. That may also be called the common change. So think common change, that's like our rate of change. So the common change or common difference is going to be the rate of change, or the slope, for the equation that models this sequence. So for this one, it goes up by 2 every time. So yes, it's an arithmetic progression. And the next 3 terms will be 4, 6, and 8. This goes up by 3, then up by 5. So no, it is not an arithmetic sequence because it has to go up by the same amount each time. Here's your U-tries for that subtopic. All right, so here, whoa, yikes. What are we doing? A little fast there, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. So this goes up by 3 each time. The n here just means which term is it. So this is like saying that this is the first term, the second term. That's with the x being 1, 2, 3, or 4. Some notations will use an n instead of an x. So depending on which standardized test you're taking, the notation may look a little different. But first term is 2, second term is 3. It's gotten by adding 3 each time. So can I find the next 3 terms? Yep, sure can. It's 14, 17, and 20. The 0 term is if I work the pattern backwards. Same thing as Chapter 1. So if I work the pattern backwards, I would have to add 3 to negative 1 to get the 2. Whoopsie. So the 0 term is negative 1. All right, so now the 0 term is negative 1. The common difference is 3. So the main idea here is that this common difference is the slope. And the 0 term is the y-intercept. So common difference is the slope, 0 term is the y-intercept. Because of those facts, you'll also notice that if you were to compare any xy pairs, because it's a linear progression, the common change is equal to the slope, is equal to your change in y and change in x. So if they for some reason gave you the first term and the fourth term, so the first term is 2 and the fourth term is 11, you could still find the slope because the change in x is 3, the change in y is 9. 9 over 3 gives you 3, which is our common difference. All right, so that doesn't matter which 2 you pick. So if I go from 1 to 3, 2 to 8, sorry, it's getting a little messy, that would still be a 6 over 2, which reduces to a 3 common change, so a 3 slope. So our equation here is y equals 3x plus negative 1, or 3x minus 1. So for the next one, identify the common change. It's negative 2, 0 term is 3, y equals 3x minus 2. Identify the common change, identify the 0 term, and y equals 4x minus 1 is our answer. All right, so here on this problem, we're going to want to identify the 0 term, also known as our y-intercept. That's 200, that's our starting amount. And then this per, that tells us, that's the key word that tells us that has to do with the slope. The $15 per week tells us that the 15 is our slope, or our common change. So now we're thinking of things as slope and y-intercepts, not so much the common change and 0 term. So y equals 15x plus 200 is our equation. They give us 5 weeks, so we plug weeks in for x. 15 times 5, plug that in, plus 200 gives us 275. The dollar amount is our y, so we plug that in for y and solve, and we end up with a 19.9 something. And since we actually have to pay for the whole thing, we'd have to go 1 more week and get the full 20 weeks would give us more than $499, and we could purchase the iPad. All right, here's your final U-Try on this topic. Enjoy. See you next class.